What's up guys, today I'll be doing a review of the Everlast 1910 Classic Pro Fight Gloves, so stay tuned.
Uber up the styles like miles and shit, like 60s funky worms with waves and perms, just sending junky rhythms right.
Alright guys, so today we have these Everlast 1910 Classic Pro Fight Gloves. We'll do the close-up, the weigh-in, and the review on. And these are the fight glove versions of the 1910 series of boxing gloves from Everlast. If you've been a subscriber to my channel or you're new to it, you may or may not have seen that video I did on their training gloves, the 1910 training gloves, which are about 75 bucks. I wasn't a huge fan of those. I just thought they felt cheap and the actual fit of the gloves weren't the best. So I was curious to see how these fight gloves were because these are more than double in the price. These are $200. So my expectations of these were a lot higher just based on the price. And I'll go all over that here in the review in a minute. But you can see it comes with the gloves, and a nice little added touch that Everlast did is they included this satin carrying bag with the Everlast patch that's stitched onto the front. So that's kind of a nice little added touch that Everlast includes with these gloves. The whole premise of this glove is to go with the old school 1910 look of the boxing glove, but with newer technology integrated into the glove. So I decided to go with this metallic gray or metallic silver color scheme. It depends on how you look at it, what angle, and how the light reflects off of it. So sometimes it looks a little bit lighter in color, sometimes it's darker. Even on the website, it actually looks, the shade of the metallic looks darker. But full leather construction. As you can see here, it has a leather mesh style palm with the Everlast right there. I got mine in 10 ounces. Polyester nylon liner on the inside, which is pretty standard with most gloves. And overall, a decent pair of gloves. You do have the Everlast logo on the back of the metallic, as well as the Everlast 1910 patch that's stitched onto the back. Greatness is within. So you can see the profile of the gloves are obviously much more compact for being a fight glove. But one thing I did also notice is on this right side, just to put the thumbs next to each other, I felt that the right side glove, the thumb was a little bit more turned out than the left side thumb. So you can actually feel that when you put your hand in here. It's that your thumb is kind of pulled out a little bit more on the right side than it is on this left glove. So I thought that was something that could have been corrected before they sent these gloves out. So let's put these on the scale and see how much these weigh. Being fight gloves, these should be pretty much on point. And these are 10 ounces, so let's see how much they actually weigh. And the left glove is 9.7, and the right glove is 9.7, so that's good to see. I mean, both gloves are about 0.3 off 10 ounces. I don't know in terms of sanctioning how far off the weights can be, but it's good to see that both gloves are balanced to each other. They're the same weight. Again, I don't know if 0.3 ounces is acceptable, as far as commissioning purposes, but it's really good to see that the weights are true to each other and almost on point. But give you guys a little look over of these gloves one more time. You can see again, just the metallic looks really nice. The foam, you can see the consistency. It's about a medium density on the knuckle area. A little medium to firm. It's definitely not soft. It doesn't feel like you can push your fingers all the way through. And when I was using this on the bag, they were definitely pretty protective. So you can see here, again, just that mesh palm. And there you have it. So on to the review. What's up guys, Carlo here, and today I'll be doing a review of these Everlast 1910 Classic Pro Fight Gloves. I decided to get mine in this metallic silver or kind of a metallic gray color scheme. You can also get it in a metallic blue as well as white. And obviously being a fight glove, you can get it anywhere between 8 to 10 ounces, lace up only. I opted to go with the 10 ounce, primarily because I just use this for pad work and hitting the bag with. And that's the only purpose I really use these for. One thing with these 1910 gloves that Everlast was trying to achieve is the 19 series of gloves are kind of more the old school look. They're trying to go with the old Everlast look, with both of the look of the glove and the profile, but with integrated newer style technology with like the multi-layer foams and the more ergonomic hand compartment. Now, if you've been a subscriber to my channel, you may have seen the review I did on their 1910 training gloves, which are about 75 bucks. You can get them commonly through most sporting goods stores. I wasn't really happy with those gloves. I thought the quality was okay. But more so, they were just super tight, and the hand ergonomics and the way they fit on your hand just didn't feel very good at all. even at $75, I felt there was a lot more other gloves out there that were just better at that price point. So with these, I was really curious because they're more than double the price of the training gloves. These are $200, as well as their 1910 sparring gloves, which are also $200. So my expectations were a lot higher, seeing that the glove almost cost more than double. But the other thing I was really looking forward to seeing was how this compared to their MX Pro Fight gloves, as well as their Elite Pro Fight gloves, because those are about $149, and those are made in Mexico. And I thought the quality on those gloves are really good for being an Everlast product. So I was kind of curious to see how these 1910 Fight gloves would stack up. Now, design-wise, you can see, again, it kind of goes with the old school style of the 1910 look, or where they want to integrate newer technology into it. I really do like the way it looks with the metallic silver. The metallic actually looks really good, and it really pops. I like how it shines, and it has almost a different shade and different darkness of color, just depending on how the light reflects against the metallic. You can see that it has this Everlast logo that's screen printed on the back there with the old style Everlast font, as well as this Everlast stitching on the patch on the back here, which is not a concern as far as cutting or being abrasive, because you're going to be taping over this in a fight anyhow. And then on the palm side, you do have full leather on both the back of the hand as well as on the palm side, which uses this kind of perforated leather that has the holes in it to help wick away the moisture. And then the Everlast logo that's screen printed across the palm side. So I definitely think it's a pretty cool looking glove, very attractive. The profile on this is definitely a compact glove and a much more of a broken in feel. So design wise, I think, you know, the colors being metallic, it really pops. Hopefully they can come out with a little bit more simpler colors, maybe a black, a red, and a white, or a blue. That's not metallic. I think those will sell well as well. And now the quality of these gloves is the biggest opportunity, and I often find that with a lot of Everlast products. For being $200, I was really expecting a high quality glove. Why they didn't make these in Mexico or go with Mexico, using the Mexican leather and the craftsmanship is beyond me. These are made in India, but I found that the stitching on this glove is probably the biggest area of opportunity, as well as the grade of the leather that they use on here, primarily on the palm side. I felt that this perforated leather that they use on here is really thin and just feels really cheap. The leather they use for the metallic actually feels pretty nice. It has a nice, thick, supple feel to it. I was just expecting more when it came to this palm side in terms of the feel and just the leather feel of it. It just feels really cheap and thin, so I wasn't really happy with that. But more so onto the stitching. You can see the actual stitching on this cuff and the piping right here. It's kind of done sloppy, as well as certain areas around the wrist right here. You can see again just the way the stitching was done, and not really clean, especially for a glove that's $200. Again, right here on this area, you can see the stitching is done kind of sloppy. And then on the edges of the glove as well, the stitching could definitely be improved. And the area, obviously, that's always a big thing for me, kind of a pet peeve, is the area where the thumb meets up to the index finger. This area is usually the part that's sometimes neglected. And again, you can see just the stitching could have been done a lot cleaner. And again, for $200, you would expect more from a glove like this. If you just saw the review I did on the Elite Pro Fight gloves, everything done on that glove is really clean. And those gloves are $50 cheaper than these 1910s. So I just don't know why they didn't go that route in terms of manufacturing. If you're going to make your other Pro Fight gloves like your MX and your Elite, both in Mexico with high quality components, I think you should have done the same thing with this 1910, seeing that you're asking for $50 more from this glove. And so the glove, the leather quality on the palm side and the stitching is the biggest concern. The other big thing with this is the polyester nylon liner that they use in here is really comfortable, and it's nice for wicking away moisture. But I feel that when you put your hand in here, the big thing is that it bunches up a little bit towards this section of your fingertip area right here. So again, inside the fingertip area and the back of your fingers right here is kind of where you feel a little bit of excess material. So something that could have been streamlined to make the hand compartment feel a little bit better. Now the comfort of the glove is actually really nice. You put your hand in here. I wouldn't say it's as comfortable as their Elite gloves. I feel that those are a little bit more comfortable than these 1910s. But my hand's in a nice position. On the right side glove, I feel like the thumb was turned out a little bit more than the left side. On this left side, it feels pretty comfortable, but again, I feel like the fingertip right here could have had a little bit more room. I feel like my thumb jams a little bit at the top right there. The seam right here, or should I say the piping, doesn't feel bad at all. It's actually better than the Elite model, where I felt like I had a lot of pressure. And if you saw that review, I actually showed when I pulled my hand out, I had this gigantic red mark, and my thumb literally went to sleep. It went numb because of how much pressure this seam right here was pushing down on my hand. So again, more of a creature comfort thing there. But it does have a nice broken in feel to it. You can see I can open and close my hand. Like any pro fight glove, you want to be able to slip your hand in it and just go to work. You don't want to have to feel like it's stiff or you have to break it in whatsoever, because you're going to be going in there and fighting right off the bat. So you can actually see that the actual glove itself, it has a nice broken in feel. The fingertip area is nice. It's not too wide. It's not too cramped, so you don't feel like your fingers are collapsing on each other. I just feel that the excess material could have been reduced to make it feel a little bit more comfortable. Another thing on the fingertip right here, you can see where the seam is at. On the inside, you can actually feel the stitching against your finger. So again, that's a little extra attention to detail you would have loved to see for a $200 glove, is maybe put a piece of foam or neoprene to cover the stitching so you don't feel it rubbing against your fingertips. Again, another little thing right there. But outside of that, the hand compartment feels really good. I feel like it's not too big, not too small. It should accommodate hands of all different sizes. Just the thumb could have been streamlined a little bit more, pulled in a little bit to give you more of a natural punching, or should I say a rolled over fist position. The fingertip compartment feels really good. It's just that little seam that you can feel right there. Now the actual performance and protection of this glove is great. When you put your hand in here and you tie everything off, it feels really nice and locked in once you have everything tied in. And my favorite feature of this glove, just to show you, is the actual foam. On their website, they don't actually describe what kind of foam they use in this glove, whether it's a mixture of latex with horsehair or if it's a multi-layer foam. But using these on the bag, and if I were to take a guess, I believe this is a multi-layer foam. It doesn't have the same feel as latex, even though there might be a piece of latex integrated in here. But you can see it has a medium to firm density to it, which I really like because it's very protective. I feel that this glove is more protective than both their MX and their Elite Pro Fight glove because of how it feels. So when you're using this for bag work and using these for the mitts, they work perfect. I mean, they give you that nice, beautiful crack and pop that you're looking for while keeping your hands protected. So in terms of protection and the actual feedback when you're hitting the pads, the mitts, or the bag, this is probably the best out of the Everlast Pro Fight gloves that I've felt, just based on the consistency of the foam that they use here. So I definitely like that a lot. And then on the wrist side here, again, you can see it does have about a half-inch layer of foam on the back of the wrist, as well as about 1/8 of an inch right here that goes up on the inside of the wrist as well. Keep in mind, this is a Pro Fight glove, so the main intention of this glove was not to be used primarily as a training glove. So if I were you if you were to get these gloves to save on the life of these gloves and have them last longer, have this in a rotation. This is a glove that you wouldn't want to put a lot of heavy bag work with just because you'll break it down a lot quicker. But for mitts, if you want to work on speed, hitting the mitts, these gloves are perfect for that. Now, cost-wise, these gloves are really expensive. They're $200, and like I said before, for what you're paying for $200, I feel like these gloves are definitely overpriced. Just because of the other gloves that Everlast offers, like their Elite and their MX, are $149. And to me, the quality on those gloves are better than this glove. So I'm not sure why these are $200, but I feel there's gloves similar or in similar quality or even much better quality, like even Top Boxer. I feel like the quality on those is 10 times better than this glove, and those gloves are half the price. So I'm not so sure why they justify the price of $200, but again, that's not for me to call that. I just feel that there's other products out there for the same price point. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll make sure to put the link in the description box where you can find this Everlast 1910 Classic Pro Fight Glove. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.